Most of you are running your sales calls wrong, and I'm going to teach you how to properly run your sales calls in under a minute. Hey Dave, this is Jack with Artificial Solutions. Before we dive in, can I just quickly set the agenda so we're on the same page? This first sentence is allowing you to take call control while asking permission, which will lower the defenses of the client and positions you as a consultant and not a salesperson. It essentially gives you full control of the entire call. The next part of the call is situation questions. You want to be asking the client how current operations and situations are running. For example, walk me through how you're currently handling leads, calls, etc. What happens if someone calls you and no one answers the phone? How many of those calls do you think are falling through the cracks, etc. The next part of the call, you want to amplify the problem that you just found out in the previous part. What does that cost you a month if nothing changes? How does that affect your team day to day? Have you ever tried fixing this before? What didn't work? What went wrong? You never want to tell the client the problem. You want to make them say it, so they're essentially selling themselves. Next, you want to tie some emotions into this. How frustrating is this issue on a scale of 1 to 10? What happens to your business if this stays the same for the next 6 months? Is this something you actually want to solve, or is this just an annoyance? If they say yes and say they want it solved, you've already closed them, you've already sold them, you already won. If they don't say yes to the previous part, you want to start doing some value-based questions. What would it mean to you if every call and lead was instantly handled and booked into your CRM? Would that justify paying for a solution that actually works? If they say yes, you've earned the close and you won the battle. At this point, they've already probably said yes to either your value-based proposition or your emotional impact proposition. Now you want a soft transition into the offer. Based on everything you told me, this sounds like a real issue with inside your business. You want to repeat what they said. Repeat what they said was going wrong and how it is affecting them emotionally and value-based. Then that's when you can transition into the offer. If I showed you a way to fix that without hiring more staff, would you be open to that? And then you explain your offer to them. If they don't like your offer right away and they don't agree with it, you can do something called a micro commitment close. Essentially, it's a minor commitment that the client agrees to, but has a lot of value based on what you're selling. If we could automate this for you and it paid for itself in 1 month, would there be any reason for you not to move forward? This is a micro commitment with a very small inconvenience to the client, but a very large upside. Then finally, the full-on close. Would you rather get this live this week or next week? Or do you feel confident enough to move forward, or is there still something you need clarification on? At this point, you have already sold the guy or completely lost the guy. And if you haven't understood by now, this is what you call question-based closing. You ask the client questions based on whatever it is you're selling, and he essentially will close himself by answering the questions you ask him. If you want access to my full question-based closing script, comment script down below and I will DM it to you.